what's even more impressive is that he learned the English anthem as a Welshman really quickly, which was just brilliant. So yeah, I had to get that little shot in. Sorry. Hello and welcome to RugbyDump's series of top 5 players per position group in professional rugby in 2024. My name is Phillip Bendon and I am joined by my colleague Jack Tunney. Today we are looking at the top 5 wingers in World Rugby currently. Now this is a big challenge, as has every position group been so far, but this one feels like one of the most difficult ones to select. The way we're going to do the order is, as we've done with the other position groups, almost like a draft order. And for today, I'm going to pick the first choice, then Jack's going to pick the next one, and we're going to go so on and so forth through the top 5, and then we're going to recap it and rank them 5 to 1. So, Jack, wingers, you're a winger yourself. I've seen you running in those leggings, scoring hat tricks from Melksham RFC. So this should be your area of expertise, my friend.
You want? I'm up first, then, am I? Right.
Yeah, you go first, mate.
Go
Why
on
not?
then.
I'll let you take the honors on
But
that.
do you know what? I'm going to chuck an English one in here first. I
Right.
know. I know. We haven't had an English player in one of these lists for a little while. So we are going to go for the young star Manny Feyi-Waboso. So current medical student, Exeter University, Exeter Chiefs player, and England star. I mean, listen, what a start to his professional career. I think he played like 16 games and then he was drafted 16 games of professional rugby before he was drafted into the England squad. And since then, he has been one of England's standout stars. The power the young man's got, it's just purely in his legs, breaking tackles. He reminds me of a sort of Jack Noel style player, just with the extra bit of gas. He's near enough impossible to bring down. You've got to get multiple players on top of him. Speed is just ridiculous. And he's always involved in the game. What you find is he doesn't stay on his wing. He comes into the centres, he goes onto the other wing. He's always getting himself on the ball and involved. And although he's playing for an Exeter side that aren't doing particularly well, they are using him to the best of his abilities and they are trying to get him on the ball as much as possible. And I just think, even though he is still quite new to the game, in terms of, and I mean, ask Antoine Dupont. He had great things to say about Manny Feyi-Waboso. I mean, he's got to go in there for me.
Yeah, no arguments here. I think England are pretty blessed in terms of wingers at the moment. Tommy Freeman, Ollie Slightholme, Feyi-Waboso. So obviously you've got so many options that you could pick from. So yeah, completely agree on that side. And Roebuck, sorry, I'd be remiss to say. Like you said, I mean, Exeter are not Exeter of old. Let's be very real about that. But against Toulouse and against the Sharks, they man marked Feyi-Waboso like fully, and he still made meters, still made things happen. I agree. I think he's phenomenal. And what's even more impressive is that he learned the English anthem as a Welshman really quickly, which was just brilliant. So yeah, had to get that little shot in. Sorry, but yeah, no, for me, I think he's phenomenal. And actually, I think he's maybe even saying Bolter's too strong, but he should be on that Lions tour and he could be a test player. I mean, for the Lions, he's just so good, so good. So yeah, very happy with Feyi-Waboso. I think for me, I'm going to take the lowest of hanging fruit, Cheslin Colby. I mean, this would be a stupid list without him. Best winger in the world at the moment. Probably must have come so close to being World Player of the Year, just behind Peter-Steph du Toit this year. Um, Absolutely phenomenal. The things he does week on week is incredible. The only thing I've ever seen him do on a rugby field that was negative was pretending to be tripped when Ireland landed a drop goal to beat them in Durban. Enjoy that one, Bok fans. But he is absolutely incredible, man. Like he's just good at everything, and he makes that blitz defense tick. Him and Kurtley Arendse, their ability to turn defensively and get back and cover really quickly. The shots he puts in on bigger players and running over players at like he weighs what like 78 kilos. You know, that bounce on Scott Barrett went viral, who's like 120 kilo lock. So yeah, for me, Ches and Colby. Any arguments?
No, no. I mean, I'd stick his partner winger in there, Kurtley Arendse.
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal, certainly this year and last year. I mean, you had Mapimpi and Colby as wingers for so many years, and then this new lad comes in and just absolutely flies. And there's been arguments that is he a better winger than Colby? Is he not? You know, and I just think with the South African wingers, they've got a whole host of them, and like, what a time to be a South African fan if you've got these two leading the charge on the wings. But both rapid, and just both terrific players.
Yeah, no doubt. So cool. So that we've got two in one there, Colby and Aaron.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, man. And like the next three I had on my list, it was a really difficult toss-up. Two of them are French in Damien Penaud and Louis Bielle-Biarrey. I am going to go with Louis Bielle-Biarrey ahead of Damien Penaud on recent form in 2024. Obviously, Penaud had a few injury issues and things like that, but Bielle-Biarrey, God, that guy is good. That try he scored against the All Blacks where he just left Sevu Reece for dead. It looked like Reece was running on a beach. I mean, it was unreal. But it's not just his pace, it's everything he brings to the game. He's physical in defense for a guy who's, a bit of a beanpole. He's not big yet. Like he's still going to grow into it. I think he's only 20, 21. The guy, I just think he's phenomenal. And I think he has the potential to be one of the best winger, probably one of the greatest wingers to come out of France ever. And that's saying something. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Louis Bielle-Biarrey.
Yeah, I mean he's just so fast as well. Like he's almost sort of Olympic level fast, it seems. There was that footage of Caleb Clark trying to chase him down, and he just Caleb Clark, he's not slow, man. Like, but this he was nowhere near catching him, and he was pulling away. So yeah, I'd 100% agree.
Right.
Next one's going to be quite controversial. We're going for a Scottish player. Actually, the highest try scorer in Scotland's history, Duhan van der Merwe. It's going to be controversial because he's not got the best reputation when it comes to defensive capabilities, and even at club side, he's not always set the world alight, playing in what was Worcester colours and is now Edinburgh colours. But I mean, just what he's done on that international stage, certainly for a country like Scotland, who have had very little success in recent years. So Van der Merwe has to go in there for what he's done for his country. And I mean, some of those tries he scored against England in particular, I'm still having nightmares about it myself. So Van der Merwe goes in there because he's what, 6'4", over 100 kilograms. He's just pure muscle. He's got pace. He's got step. Um, One-on-one situation, you've not really got much of a chance stopping this man.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. I think that final sort of slot in our group is really difficult, right? Because, like you said, it was always going to be slightly controversial whichever way you went. Because Mark Talia with the All Blacks is incredible too. You've got Damien Penaud, who we mentioned before. I think personally James Lowe's come down a level, so I don't think he's at that point anymore. Do you want me to do this one? I've
Yeah,
put
you
you on
yeah,
the
you go
line here.
first. This will be an
So
interesting
sorry.
one. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, let's go for 5-2-1. For me, I've got Duhan van America at five because of what we touched on there. He's a game changer on both fronts. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not, but he is world class when he is on. Um, in terms of number four, this is where it gets really challenging. I am going to go with Feyi-Waboso at four just because of I think he's possibly not got enough time to shine at club level, and when it comes to test level, he hasn't played all that much yet. I'm going to go Louis Bielle-Biarrey at three. I'm going to go Curtly Arendts at two and Cheslin Colby at one. How do you feel about that list?
Yeah, I mean, the only one that I might change,
Mm,
and she's put Feyi-Waboso at three.
okay.
The only reason Bielle-Biarrey is playing off the back of an incredibly fluid French side. So he gets opportunities that Feyi-Waboso certainly doesn't.
Mhm.
So I feel like Feyi-Waboso has to carry a lot more of the responsibility and get involved a lot more. So I think his overall game, what he brings to a side, is more than his French counterpart.
That's a fair argument, yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to go either way, but
No,
I
let's
would.
go Feyi-Waboso at three. I didn't feel particularly strongly either way. Again, I kind of like, I think if you took the 10 best wingers in the world and jumbled them up, most of the time the order would come out differently with our, I think the only one who would ever be consistently one or two is Cheslin Colby for me at the moment. And I think everyone else just could be slightly different. I mean, there's just so many world-class wingers at the moment who are really, really something special. I mean, we didn't even mention him, Ange Capuozzo, like, with Italy and Toulouse is phenomenal because he could slot in at fullback too, I guess. Yeah, and there's just good players everywhere. Juan Cruz Malia, where do you put him? I have him down as a fullback personally, but yeah. So that's I guess where we are on the wingers. So yeah, pretty good, mate. So thank you for watching this video. We really hope you enjoyed it. As ever, please leave us a comment on who you think are the top 5 wingers in World Rugby at the moment. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, and don't forget to subscribe to our Rugby Dump channel for more content going forward. Thank you, Jack. Really enjoyed that chat.